Mas já, ok. Como é que é, pessoal? Sejam bem-vindos a mais um episódio aqui do Shanecast. Estou com o Pizzaw with Pineapples. Ele trouxe dinheiro do Genius aqui para aqui para o podcast. Yeah, man. Pizza, man. Bem-vindo.
Thank you.
Straight from Kobe.
Kobe gang.
Kobe gang, man.
Gang.
Kobe gang, we're out there no States, já sabem que existe um place
For real.
chamado Kobe, man.
For real, man. For real. And Kobe gang. We have to go there. I feel like I haven't been there. I feel like the last time I was there was years.
Years. Eu passei por lá quando? Mês. Não. Em dezembro. Yeah. Em dezembro passei por lá. Mas estava a passar.
Dope.
And it's far.
It's far.
É longe, bro.
It's far.
Ih.
It's far. Imagine for Jacques Morel. It must be like even further. But I believe if we call him,
Ele pode vir.
ele pode vir, bro.
Meteram aquele backdrop yellow ali, gravarem Genius Explain the layers. Genius Explain the layers em Kobe, bro.
Bro, perfect.
Isso pode ser uma cena. Depois para o pessoal, eu gosto o Mike, yeah. But yeah, man, like, how have things been? Did anything change? Not really.
Yeah.
Or are you now creating more? Estás mais pumped to create, or is it been the same?
Before I answer, I have to say that I think more in English. So if anything,
No. Feel free.
Okay.
Feel free.
Dope.
Like, quem zangar é pá. Eu vou levar o zangarem from me.
Okay, dope.
People get mad at me. They don't get mad at you.
Alan's responsible.
Yeah, I'm responsible.
Not much changed, but that was still pretty big.
Yeah.
For me as an artist, and I think for us as a community, you know? I feel like I wouldn't be able to do that without all the support I got. Mas I feel like now it's not really that I'm pumped, but I feel like I have a clearer vision of like my creative process and everything. It felt like some sort of expansion, right, of my artistry and of my work that I wasn't really ready for. But now, like, every time I go back to remember or to watch the videos, it gives me another perspective of where I should go.
Yeah. And you know what that place is? Do you have like a slight idea at least, or are you just like taking each step as it comes? But so tens broad idea of the direction like that you should be taking. Like,
I mean, I'm taking each step as it comes. Inevitably, that's what I do. But it's not exactly a place. But I used to dream about getting more audience from around the world, from different places in the world, not just Moz.
Yeah.
So when this happened, it kind of gave me I used to say okay, yeah, like performing in Times Square would be nice, or type shit, you know? Like I used to look at the USA, for example, and say, yeah, I'm trying to go there. But now I feel like the place that I'm trying to get is it's just a peaceful place with regards to myself and with regards to how my art is like sustaining me and everything. Yeah. Um People around me collaborating, working, like being kind of in the same page, to keep making projects. Because I feel like projects is, if I drop an album tomorrow, drop an EP like next week, it's just like points of, achievements.
Yeah.
But there's a general big picture of the artistry. After you drop this project, you're better to drop another one.
Yeah.
And there's always room for improvement. And I feel like that's where I want to get.
I remember que quando estávamos naquele process of like the 3 weeks that lead up to the final week where if you get the most votes in that week, that's when you become, what's it called? It's
The Hall of Fame.
Hall of Famer, yeah.
Hall of Fame.
Eu fui curtir teu SoundCloud because I was just like, let me do some proper digging agora, like proper digging, because like tu podes curtir project and then like Nico, for example, eu curti Dinheiro Tu Mudou Maninho, depois curti The Arts of Salesman, but uma vez eu fui curtir SoundCloud dele and I realized that, damn, man, this thing has been working. Então I found that project of yours nessa mesma vibe. I found that project of yours que até tem feed com Smaller, where you guys did this house music type vibe beat. But one thing I realized is that you don't drop a lot of projects actually, like one body of work. It's more like singles and stuff like that. Why?
Yeah. I feel like I tend to be a very conceptual artist. So subsequently, I don't tame my perfectionist bug. Because I tend to, have like a story, have like a concept. This song is going to do this, that song is going to da-da-da. I wish I was more like Nico, because Nico can sit here, you can leave Nico here like for 5 hours. Projeto ou dois vão sair. Like it's gonna come out. I tend to think a lot about the transition of the songs and da-da-da. I tend to think a lot about that. And then I go through like losing hard drives and then losing content. Now I have to come up with something new, kind of. Yeah. But now I am in the process of making a project, but it feels like the same thing. It feels like I'm trying to fight this perfectionist bug, not push things to like something, a utopian place. Yeah. Just like a real place.
Yeah. No, the thing is, for those that don't know you, but we met a long time ago, like 2003.
Yeah.
And you've always been like uma pessoa, as you mentioned, methodical and very like you focus on the concept, like you focus on like doing things that have like meaning and value and stuff like that. Even in the days that you were dancing.
Definitely.
So it does make sense. I mean, those are one of the assumptions that I made na altura. I was like, maybe ele sofre daquela cena de monte, pá. Se a cena não tiver good, não vou dropar.
For real, man. For real, bro.
Eu acho que essa é o que faz maninho gajos não droparem projetos.
É isso. Gajos talentosos.
I feel like you've probably like já tiveste numa situação onde fizeste like nice selection and then you felt like, não gostei.
For real, man. For real. I have. That's not a lie.
That's like your daily struggle.
Kind of. I have selected people. I wasn't trying to make an album. I think it was in 2017, 2018. I wasn't really trying to make an album, but I remember that I was just recording and composing and producing and everything. Saíram umas 11 songs.
Yeah.
And I was like, these could go for maybe an LP or a mixtape, maybe not something conceptual like, okay, album, here you go. Then I lost the HD, that all the songs that were there. And then I was like, I could remake them. That's possible. Sometimes I put myself, or I've put myself through processes of, saying, fuck it, this song is fire.
Yeah.
I don't care if I have the wave or the MP3, I'm going to remake this.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the same thing. It can't. It's only going to be better.
Yeah.
There's a advantage and disadvantage when it comes to that. But yeah, I tend to be that type of guy.
How many hard drives já perdeste, Joe? Porque when this is like...
Subs, at least 2. Yeah, 2.
Yeah, that's...
One was more important than the other.
Okay.
Yeah. The second one was my computer that something happened to it and it just went. But I managed to get like a bit of the data in the second one. But the first one, the first one's still alive. I plan to fix it. Yeah.
So which one hurt most, the second time or
the first?
The first time.
The first time.
Yeah, I think, mas também the second time tu estavas like, pá, já me aconteceu antes isso aqui. Just have to keep on working.
For real. Let's try to get things together. Constantine was there by my side when I lost the second one. We were working to get the data out. We managed most, but yeah, it's still that thing. You lose a hard drive, you lose data.
Yeah.
Yeah. Much now, I feel like the way is to be more careful.
Yeah, like okay, some redundancy.
Yeah.
To have like redundancy and all that stuff.
A lot of backup.
Backup on backup of the backup.
Money.
And then the backup needs to have another backup.
That brings me to the question, like, is any backup ever enough?
Yeah.
Because
some people have like 3 layers of backups. And people, yeah, that's
for real, man.
I mean, but I feel like if you really value what you're doing, even 10 layers of backups will feel like it's not enough.
Will not suffice.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'll come leave a backup here.
No, sure thing, man. You can criar cloud storage.
Thank you, bro.
Type thing, and then people can just come and put their stuff, like artists. Depois de ficar a curtir some nice unreleased stuff on my own and all that. Eu estava a falar, it hasn't come out yet. But by the time this come out, já terá saído. Eu estava a falar com Arises. Easy. She doesn't like the nome artístico dela, Arises. So she's doing what? Treino vocal agora. So I was like, hey man, what you should do is record a song now with the skills that you have. And then when you're done with your course, re-record the song so that we can like compare, like we'll progress the cena. So she was like, vai gravar, depois vai deixar a cena comigo. So
dope.
Dope. That would be dope. I mean, if she ends up doing it, it would be a dope experience.
That works, man. That works.
To be a part of.
That works.
Yeah.
I haven't really done that before, but how can I say? Like before, I used to think that since now my voice is becoming deeper, I thought that I wouldn't hit the notes I used to hit.
Yeah.
Like I used to hit high notes, but then now my voice is deeper. Now I can't hit high notes. But it's not about that.
How's that? Like, because you started singing really early, like during your teenage years, já cantavas, and like obviously hormones, testosterone.
Yeah.
And like, wasn't it weird for you? Isn't it weird? Tipo, não tens some recordings from back in the days, like videos you performing?
I wish, because if I did, I would have brought them today without you asking. Do you know the Jackson 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. My voice was exactly like Michael Jackson's at the Jackson 5 stage.
So I remember back in the day when you used to go for I Food and all this stuff, your voice was like, wasn't as deep as it is right now.
It wasn't.
But it must be weird, nah?
It was weird.
It was. Now you're used to it.
I'm used to it because now I found out that it's not really about your voice becoming deeper, that now you can't hit high notes.
Yeah.
I thought it was like, okay, my range is going from here to here. So that's why I won't be able to hit a note that's over here again. But it's not about that.
Yeah.
It's really about training your vocals to do so.
Yeah.
So at some point I was like, okay, mas yeah, hey, that day at the bus when puberty hit, shit, it was scary, bro.
Yeah.
I thought I had, I don't know, TB, something. I was just coughing, and I was trying to sing like a line that I could do like very easily, and I was not being able to at all. And it was weird. It was scary. It was like I was about to tell my parents, "Yo, take me to the hospital," because I think I lost my voice.
Yeah, because I mean, growing up, é uma cena maninho weird. Like, because it's a thing where one day you sounding like this, and then all of a sudden you sound like a man,
bro.
And everybody around you is like making jokes about it, and you're like insecure about it. You're like, bro, is this a good thing? Like, is this thing of my voice changing a good thing? Tipo, manda tuas tias ligam para tua mãe, pessoal falar com o Alan. Alô, tia.
Yeah, bro.
Pô, estás a ver da tua voz? I'm like, bro.
Some don't even recognize you.
Maning, like.
Some like, hey, hello, like, can I please talk to Alan, the real Alan? Bro.
Não, para mim a cena de crescer foi a cena mais estranha, bro. Foi maninho weird. And it still is, because people are just like, essa tua voz aí. I'm like, bro, eu nem sei, man. Like, and here's an interesting thing about voices. So I don't like listening to myself. I genuinely don't like it. So I don't like
through a recording.
Yeah, like I don't like when, for example, I have to like edit the stuff, mix it, or se alguém está assistindo uma cena minha à minha frente, like I genuinely I feel sick. There was this day my mom was watching the pod in front of me, and I felt like puking. Yeah, it was weird. It was weird. I didn't understand why until I saw this article que dizia que so here's what happens when we hear our voices. Like right now we're talking, right? So our voice is being projected from inside. So we feel there's this frequencies that we feel here, and we don't notice it because we're feeling it, and then also vai sair and we're hearing it. So we sort of neglect these frequencies and vibrations that we feel inside. So like when nós estamos ouvindo nossa voz no recording, we don't feel this part here. That's why it sounds different. That's why our voice, when we hear it through a recording, sounds a bit different because we're like, tá faltando uma cena.
I feel you.
So yeah.
I feel like it's also like how you record your voice, because I've tried different recording techniques and researched different mics, because there are this is a what is this mic called?
It's a hybrid.
It's a hybrid
D1.
Okay, it's a dynamic microphone.
Yeah, it's a dynamic microphone. Yeah.
Then the condensers.
Yeah.
Recording artists use that, but then I recently found out about ribbon mics.
Ribbon mics.
So ribbon mics are like, I can't explain it technically, like right now I forgot most of the things, but ribbon mics are the mics that people used to use like back in the day to record music.
Aren't those the ones that have like a little thing here?
Yeah. You can see the capsule. Those are ribbon mics. Some come covered, but some don't.
Yeah.
So maybe I forgot the name of the company, but it's a blue mic. It's all blue, but then you have the capsule over here.
Yeah. And what's interesting about those mics?
What was interesting about those mics is that if I am speaking right now, they capture not only this, but they capture this.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And you talked about those frequencies that, that resonate from our bodies.
Yeah.
They capture that as well, which makes it possible, because I'm recording my voice with a condenser mic right now.
Yeah.
I have to go overboard sometimes into making my voice sound the way I want it to sound.
Yeah.
Because some mics come with different frequency spectrums.
Yeah.
Like set.
Yeah.
So yeah, ribbon mics are interesting because they record more of just, our mouths moving and sound coming out. They record more of the I feel like that's really what I want, you know, in the future. Because I feel that I can't relate to puking to feeling like puking.
Nah, that was the things I was eating, bro, and I started feeling bothered by it. I was like, what? I genuinely felt like, yeah,
That's interesting.
yeah. Eu nem percebi porque que eu estava a sentir aquilo, mas depois, uns dias depois, li esse article, and that made me feel more at peace.
Damn.
So I think I just need to get used to it now. Like the other day, I got a ride from her, and she just put the podcast on, and I was like, "Mamãe, tá a escutar isso aqui por quê, pá? Isso aqui, eu gosto de escutar isso quando estou a conduzir." I'm like, "Nah, man,
Now's not the time.
eu não gramo de ouvir minha voz." But like, mesmo when VNs were introduced to, like, didn't like it.
Interesting. That's
And
very
I would
interesting.
never re-listen to my VNs. Only if I had to, like, to understand o que eu disse a pessoa. Cenas assim.
That's very interesting. I mean, I can relate to not really liking
Yeah.
your voice at some point. I mean, I have a good relationship with my voice right now, but yeah, I can't relate to.
I mean,
people
you live with it every single day.
every single day.
And you work it and you try to perfect it constantly. So
If
you
you're
need to have a good
for
relationship
real,
with
bro.
it.
If you're a musician, it's even trippier because
Yeah.
sometimes you feel like tuning.
Yeah.
You feel like
Just-
tuning your instrument, but then you find out that it's inside you.
Yeah.
Type shit.
Yeah,
You can't like
do
remove
anything.
it.
My nigga.
It's trippy.
Yeah.
It's trippy because it's not like a guitar or anything. That
Yeah.
you can actually learn with your fingers and your brain. No, you have to use your brain
Yeah.
only. You can't put your fingers inside.
Dude, imagine if you could like just take out your vocal cords and then fine tune it.
Yeah, to our taste. Fine tune
Money,
to our taste.
fine-tune it to our
Hey,
taste.
Do you want it deeper? Do you want it like
Yeah.
more high pitched?
Did you know that Ed Sheeran couldn't sing before?
I did. I saw this interview where he showed the V, and I think that was the
Yeah, him singing. Dude, what?
Yeah, man. I feel like that's how I treat singing now.
Yeah.
Cause yeah, you can't be born with
The
some-
talent,
you can't.
innate talent.
Yeah, but it's the hard work that counts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I read this. I didn't finish reading the book, but the title of the book really captivated me. Like, I think it's by John C. Maxwell.
Mm-hmm.
It says, "Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard."
Yes. Yeah. I've seen that quote somewhere else.
That's,
I think it was the same guy.
for
man.
real, bro.
Pretty
That's,
sure.
that's really it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can be talented, but if there's someone that wasn't born with my talent, for example, but works harder than me,
Yeah.
they're gonna be making bread, not me.
Yeah.
You know.
And plus, you need to remember something, that you can have talent, and like, let's say the talented guy and the hardworking guy, they work and they get to the same level, right? Like the exact same level. The difference between the two of them will only be who is willing to put up that 0.001% extra. That's the thing that will set them apart.
Who's willing to stay one more minute
Exactly.
working?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel
Just one more minute.
Just one. That's all you need. I mean, yeah, in the capitalism world, like you said, I think it was one tweet that you tweeted. So it's like every day.
Yeah, every day. Like,
Every day.
começando de ti mesmo to like those around you, dude.
Those around you.
It's about, with prices, who's willing to drop
Money.
to drop that just metical
Money.
extra
Money.
makes a whole difference. Por assim
Money.
como não.
I mean, I don't see it in a competitive manner. I see it more in a, I don't know, if one wins, the one that lost can learn from the one that won. People, if we're like competing per se, and you are the one that puts in the extra minute,
Yeah.
like I don't have to feel defeated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think in the artistic space, if you're not doing it like naquela vibe comercial, É mais assim, é mais
Yeah.
uma cena. Até tu podes approach the other guy, hey man, teach me. Like, I really want to know what is that you're doing right so that I can do it too. Mas in business,
In business, something else, man.
when you go commercial, that's when you start seeing all the backstabbing, and then you realize that, sabe, quando dizem, yeah, sometimes you don't want to meet your idols. You're like, yeah, man, maybe I should have just stuck to like just listen to their songs and not saber this aspect about them or something.
For real, man. The game.
Yeah, but like you were in a different space because like you were alternative. All you want to do is like perform. Like obviously you want to make some go up to like be free in terms of like feel free in terms of like não estás no studio and estás like bro, what am I gonna eat like when I leave and stuff
when
like
I
that,
leave,
right?
When I get home, yeah.
How did that happen? Like why is it that you weren't one of those guys that was like, man, I need to make money. I want to make it in this music thing, like make some guap and all that. Like, why didn't you take that route and you decided to go the alternative music route where you really have to put all of you into it and it's not just a facade or anything like that?
I mean, it's riskier. Yeah, it's riskier. I feel like,
So you like taking risks?
yeah, I do. I feel like I wouldn't really be telling what I live, like my story.
Yeah.
I would kind of be, which I have no problem with. I don't have a problem with fiction writing. I write fiction sometimes. Every once in a while. It's good to stroke your imagination and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of storytelling, sometimes that just isn't really possible if your goal is to make money. Yeah, it isn't really possible. Sometimes you end up doing only fan service. Yeah, you end up only like satisfying your fans.
Yeah.
Your fans, your admirers, your listeners, they already like something and tu já descobriste isso. But now you only want to satisfy them. What about why you start? Why did you start this
Money.
whole thing? You know,
Money.
I tend to ask myself those questions a lot before making any move in music, from creating to posting to promoting and everything. Yeah. So I feel like it's riskier. I feel like I'm not saying that maybe I would do good being commercial. Maybe I wouldn't. Yeah, maybe I would suck ass. I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's really what I identify with more. I feel like I've expanded in terms of genres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, you dropped a passada, man.
Yeah.
A whole passada track. Man.
Yeah. That was fun. How did you feel about that track? Like,
I liked it. And it made me feel very nostalgic about domingos, nas festas de família, na casa daquele tio que temos na casa dele.
Yes.
Não sei se essa era a intenção.
yes.
That was the intention.
It wasn't the intention, but I got that a lot from people.
Bro, I felt nostalgic as hell. I was like, bro, eu aqui estou a imaginar aquele time, porque tocavam that exact kind of, like that exact style. Like,
Yeah.
it was just that the whole day, as curtir aquelas cenas. And like, comecei a imaginar, malta, chamarem as crianças para irem comer frango and all,
bro.
Joe, it was
Festa.
so nostalgic, bro. And
Festa.
that's the reason why people that are in your side of the spectrum aren't necessary, because you guys make music that, I'm not saying that the other guys don't. I'm just saying people need to be very careful here with how I'm going to say this, because I don't want to make it sound like the other guys don't make music that makes you feel things, but at the same time it's like the authenticity, the genuine authenticity Yeah, as I was saying, the genuine authenticity that comes with the stuff that y'all do é uma cena que it's really hard to find these days. Especially nesse nosso mundo de capitalismo, and we're just trying to like make as many hits as you possibly can to get some radio play and all that stuff, because you sei lá. So no, I really liked it. I really liked it.
I appreciate that, man. I mean, I get why you would try to be the most careful with phrasing that without people shadowing other artists that go commercial.
Money.
But every work is
authentic. It's in its own manner.
Self,
in its own
self.
manner. Yeah.
But yeah, I do feel that it's hard to be, or it's harder to be authentic sometimes in this, capitalist world. But that's, I feel like people that are, or people that try to make something different, I'm not really saying different from other people. What if you've been commercial only like for 3 years straight?
Yeah.
And your fans are already used to that. But now you are saying, I think I want to try something different. But then the people around you might say, nah, don't do that. You'll lose fans, you'll lose followers,
Auto management.
Auto management, dizer essa cena. So it becomes hard for you to say, hey, I want to do something different. Let's do something different. Because you have people around you like not taking you down specifically, because that's not their intention. Their intention is to make you grow, to ensure your growth.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes you have to decide for yourself, like what's gonna make you grow.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's riskier. Commercial shit, there are some commercial things that I enjoy.
Yeah, like obviously. Because they also come and drink from y'all.
Or we drink from them.
Yeah,
sometimes.
it's like it's always this flow of information, of ideas that's happening between the two sides. And I think uma cena de like vocês estão na vossa vibe, and that's just it. Like
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But let's say someone saw your thing on Genius and they're like, yeah, man, I wanna put some money into this guy. Would you go commercial, or would you like be like, no, I'm good? Like some proper guap.
Some proper guap.
Yeah. Manda
If
dois projetos.
If I don't say
single videoclips.
Those shows.
Yeah.
Times
touring. Não shows. Touring.
Tour. I said corrected. No, hey, if I don't say I'm good, I'll probably finesse.
Yeah, estamos de volta. Houve probleminha técnico aqui. I'm sorry.
No, sorry.
about this.
That's alright.
But yeah, I'd asked if someone rocked up, gave you a deal, like deal muito aliciante, and you were like, you'd probably try to finesse,
Yeah, if I don't say I'm good, I think I said that. If I don't say I'm good, I'll probably try to finesse. Because this deal, if it's coming from a person who thinks or is into like commercial shit, right? I feel like I would do it a bit differently if I were to be, commercial.
Yeah.
That at some point maybe it would lose its commercial essence and gain more of that alternative essence.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be 100% fitting deal for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel like the process is learning how to pick, the places that you go.
Yeah.
Not that going to any place you don't learn anything. You do. Yeah.
And like you mentioned that being alternative, I'm saying I'm risky, right? So like, where do you find the strength to be in this risky space? Because eu não acho que é uma cena que tu, yeah, there's guys that do it on their own, but when you actually go study them, you realize that they have sort of a support structure around them that's like there to like hold them down and like, you know, keep them like, hey bro, keep doing what you're doing. Like, so like for you, who are those people or that are there and like making sure that, Ipa, yeah, we get that you're going in this direction, but man, we're here to like just show you that we're here with you, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first people that I can think of right now, like off tops, is my mom and my girlfriend.
Yeah.
But I feel like I also think about my friends very quickly, or whoever is family to me very quickly. I feel like, yeah, I think we're talking here, né? About living, about spending a lot of time with Constantine. I feel like it was a connection that developed into some sort of a support structure, I could say. Yeah. With my mom, it was always like that. I mean, she was the type of person that you would be a little afraid of saying something, but then once you say it, like your idea, for example, I have an idea, I want to go record in the studio one album. Maybe I'm still in school, for example, and I have to focus on exams.
Yeah.
My mom wouldn't be the type of parent that says something like, nah, you should focus on your examinations right now. She would really listen. She would really yo, like, is this actually what you want to do? Type shit.
She wouldn't like straight up just reprimand you.
No.
She would allow you to open up.
I feel like that was
need to do the.
I feel like that was that's very important. That was really important for me.
Yeah.
Growing up, much. In the end of the day, I believe that you need to be prepared to not have anyone. Or to feel like you don't have anyone. You need to know what you're going to do then. Because all of this comes from you, you know, it comes from the passion that you have for the art. So every time I sit down, I think about all the times that I connected with people through my music with deciding to be alternative, or all the times that maybe let's try to be commercial and I didn't connect as much, you know. That also tells me something, people including myself.
Yeah. But don't you feel scared about being alone, like, or are you okay, like, now you personally, would you be okay with the idea of like solitude in this journey that you're taking? Like, by journey I mean your art. Would that be okay with you?
I mean, like, do I say I'm afraid of being alone, so I prefer doing this and be with people than doing this and being alone, you know, type shit. I feel like if doing this option and being alone, if this option is the one I identify with, if this option is the one that I am connected to, I feel like I'm gonna choose this one.
Yeah.
Whether or not I'm scared. I feel like the choice of something is what comes first. Then comes the fear and anxiety or the joy, you know. But I feel like being alone is can be informative and insightful. Yeah, it can, because people, what if you don't have people supporting you? Because there are people like that in the world. There's an artist like right now that is homeless, probably more talented than I am, that maybe doesn't have support because of all the times have changed, you know. Like maybe parents their parents weren't so supportive, their family or their friends, they weren't very educated, but maybe they're still choosing their art. They're still choosing themselves, whether or not it leaves them alone or it leaves them surrounded by other people. They're still choosing like their truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's more about that. I mean, we as humans we are a little scared, a little fearful.
I mean, it's a survival mechanism.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's it
Not I
tends to
guess.
be-
It is a
yeah,
survival mechanism.
it tends to be natural, but then we don't ask ourselves like, why is it that we are fearful of being alone? Maybe it's not that bad.
No, it's not. But I
Now,
think
yeah,
back in the
now,
back in
day,
like the hunting and gathering days, being alone was like you were setting yourself up for death.
money, money.
So I guess that thing. Remember what we spoke about
Yeah.
the we inherit some characters from. I mean, some characteristics from like our parents and stuff. So we've been inheriting these innate fear from like all these all these past generations,
For real.
and now we find ourselves here in this.
It's real.
Yeah,
And yeah, it's what we're talking about. It's gonna take some resetting, you know? Like, okay, now I decide that I'm not fearful. Maybe I create another generation that is less fearful. You know, I think instinct works like that.
Yeah, yeah.
In terms of like,
That's genuinely how it works.
yeah. In terms of generations and
Yeah.
how we've been evolving and everything.
Because like certain situations that we find ourselves in, and we act like I acted on instinct. It's not that you acted on instinct. Somewhere, somehow, you've seen that, and your brain collected that information, and it was just stuck there. And then, when it was the time for your brain to like recollect that information and bring it back to like from your subconscious to your conscious, we call it instinct. But it was just there, somewhere in your brain, lying around. It's not like a feeling from outside that you're like, oh, I felt I smell this thing, so like nah.
Money.
Gut feeling is just like, for example, gut feeling most of the times when you have a gut feeling about like a person or something, it's just your lack of trust that you've been like breathing for months, years, and then when a situation comes where like you really can't trust someone, you're just there like, yeah.
What can also happen is you actually being like a person that can trust other people and other situations, and these situations or these people are showing themselves to be trustworthy, but your parents or your previous generation contained or consisted of people that weren't very or that didn't really trust.
Yeah.
And in that process of being, I don't know, holding some form of negative feeling, resentment, that kind of leaked into you.
Yeah.
In a way. That's kind of what we were talking about, né?
I mean, mesmo em casa, quando tu vês, por exemplo, how your parents deal with like certain situations, tipo, you find yourself in the exact same situation. I think the first point of reference is to act like how your parent would act or something, you know?
And then you
Because I mean, for years and years, they've been your role models. So
at some point, you get to asking yourself, why am I doing this in this certain way?
Yeah, growing up is weird, eh?
It is, bro. It's peculiar.
Yeah,
It's underrated.
yeah. But
It really is.
you mentioned that your mom is like also like one of your support structures, and we've seen it. I've seen it when I went to the other room concert. Nico has spoken about it. Tyra has spoken about it when she was here. Nico didn't mention it when he was here, but like in conversations. Aaron Bronze too, about how she allows you and anybody else that's in the same journey as you are to, you know, just be yourselves. How is that like? Like
I mean, there are pros and cons. I feel.
yeah,
I feel like the pros are undeniably prominent, right? The pros are that, well, I just don't have to, I don't have to come home like messy, or I don't have to get into so much trouble. Maybe that's the currency that my mom uses sometimes,
yeah,
which I don't mind if I don't come home without much trouble and I can, stay working on my dream. That's really enough.
yeah. You don't have to live like a double lifestyle type thing.
You don't, which is cool. I mean, looking at other people, other young people, I feel like maybe they won't really implement the same thing. What I'm saying is maybe there will still be parents that think like the previous generation of parents,
Yeah,
which is a bummer.
yeah,
But I feel like people will do their best. Né? I feel like that's what my mom has been doing,
yeah,
her best.
yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty interesting. You kind of feel weird at first.
Yeah.
I had this funny conversation with my mom. So I was getting into examinations, and I went to her, and she asked me, "Do you really want to do this?" Talking about school.
Yeah.
So I was like, I made this face because I wasn't expecting my parents, to ask me something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was really surprised. My dad also does his best, but I feel like it's not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's not the same. But yeah, I was truly surprised, and I feel like she also helped me ask myself like what I want to do. Not that school is not it. School is it.
Yeah.
But at some point you have to actually think of what you want to do, which I think is important. I feel like she pushed me to do that.
Yeah, I mean, you need to be specific about whatever goal it is that you're trying to achieve
In life.
Yeah.
Like in general.
Yeah.
Not just academically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to be specific.
You do need to be specific.
Yeah.
And it was weird it was a little weird at some point with the other room members, because yeah, they you kind of have to be educated to know how to respect default boundaries, I would say. Because yeah, my mom is liberating, but at some point I have to know what is the limit. I have to know what is the limit without her saying anything. Yeah. Like if she says anything, yeah, okay, cool. But then there has to be a limit in which I said, or we said, like, okay, can be, okay, your mom is waking up early tomorrow. Maybe we make less noise today. Or I can say that to everyone. There's been times where that has happened. But we can still enjoy the freedom of being there, creating, making noise. That's really the truth. Because I can't embelezar and say, estamos a criar, estamos a fazer barulho. So yeah, it's a noise that only
even
we understand.
Now that you like don't live in town, is it still like as noisy as it used to be when you were in town?
It still is the same thing, except it's mostly been me and Constantine. Yeah, it's mostly been me and Constantine creating.
So it's just the monitors that are making. It's not the monitors plus voices.
No. Okay. Because it was the monitors plus voices plus people. We would kind of be careless about like the neighbors downstairs and
Yeah.
everything. So yeah, it was it's that experience that
Yeah.
she passes down.
The other room must have been a great experience in that regard. I want to say.
It was a very great experience.
I want to say because we felt it in the music. We feel it in the music still. I mean, when we listen to it,
Yeah.
it's not like we stopped listening to
Yeah,
the
yeah,
project
yeah.
or anything. But it was very obvious que há uma conexão, ou pelo menos naquela altura havia uma conexão entre vocês e like because sort of não sei se estou errado, mas tu consegues sentir a vulnerabilidade e how accepting of each other's vulnerabilities you guys were throughout the whole project. Não era uma cena tipo just one person like opening up. Everybody was trying to open up and everybody was trying to allow themselves to be in this space where they're really showing their true self. Wasn't that didn't things get weird in that kind of regard from time to time when you guys would record or almost people? All right, I like this. Let's roll with it.
I mean, yeah, it's we did kind of have to get used to it because at first everything was pretty new.
Yeah.
So if I was vulnerable, or if let's say Mike was vulnerable, maybe there was someone else that was not really used to seeing that much vulnerability.
Yeah.
People up close or like recorded in a song or type shit. So we had to get used to everyone or each other's vulnerability levels because naturally one was more vulnerable than the other at some point in time. But yeah, it was a learning process. It was really a learning process to get used to it, to know like what to do with it, kind of. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, because I think what you've just mentioned, knowing what to do with it, is the most important part of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Because, you can have a lot of people opening up about who they really are, what they're really feeling. But if you don't know how to guide that feeling into like
something
becoming like the dopest project that could be coming out, then there isn't any point.
Yeah. I mean, money.
Yeah.
You kind of be keeping your art. Yeah. I feel like it doesn't move people if it's with you, if people haven't even experienced it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the learning process. Learning to be vulnerable, recording it, and then saying, okay, this goes to that song. This goes to, okay, maybe you can use that energy here. Yeah, it's a balance between subjective and objective.
Yeah.
It's subjective. The vulnerability is subjective.
Yeah.
But what's objective is knowing what to do, giving it direction.
Since you're like the music theory guy, what was the most challenging song in the other room to make, like from a music theory perspective? Yeah.
That's a very interesting question. My brain is currently scanning through the album. I feel like a year ago or two, I would say something different. Mas I would have to give it to Fluffy.
Fluffy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have to give it to either Fluffy or I think Fluffy was the song because at first I put guitars.
Yeah.
But then Eden was kind of the directional force of the album. So he was like, these guitars are a little weak, I could say. So then Roberto put them. Roberto like made the song what it is for me. yeah, but then we sat down. He said, yeah, record some vocals, and I was like, record vocals? Like what type of vocals do you want here? This shit is finished.
Yeah.
Yuda's here, Roberto's here, you're here. And I was like, yeah, record vocals is a little much.
Yeah.
We sat down and he had an idea of what to do.
Yeah.
But then we still searched. We sat down. We searched for. We started listening to Jezebel. You know that song, right? Hey, Jezebel.
Yeah.
So we started listening to that song for inspiration.
For real?
I think now you can see.
I'm laughing because now I see.
You can kind of see the connection between those two songs. Because before I was kind of just doing stuff.
Yeah.
And the mic, and yeah, Eden was feeling it. Sometimes he wasn't. Sometimes I was feeling. Sometimes I wasn't. I think that's how our creative process went mostly. But then when we sat down, then we started structuring things like in a more organized way.
So y'all niggas used to Hey, artistas vão te matar.
For real, bro.
Wow.
I feel like it was a nice experience because I'm usually the type of guy to start from scratch. But yeah, I feel like I learned with Eden and Constantine how to go get stuff. Yeah, not steal, but yeah, everyone's stealing in the end of the day. But not steal, go get some inspiration.
Money.
Yeah, because I'm usually the type of person to close I wouldn't mind if someone closed me in like a square room.
Yeah.
Computador, monitores, uma guitarra. Dope.
That's it.
That's like for 1 week.
Yeah.
But just the access to the bathroom, the kitchen. Cool. But at some point, I really believe in this. Eden introduced it to me, this input-output flow. Yeah. Because my input is what I listen to, what I'm exposed to, and my output
what you make from
what I make. Yeah. And sometimes your output can be good without much input.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can have so much input but poor output.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's about inspiration, really. So that was a moment. I feel like the whole album, the whole project was really about vibes.
Yeah.
We really took vibes and energy as a priority.
Yeah.
We didn't really take people like music theory and everything. Because now that I'm learning more about it, I feel like I can listen to the album, or at least to my parts, and say, maybe I could have done that better in terms of like musical terms, technical terms. So, yeah. Not that the other songs weren't hard. The other songs were pretty complicated, as well. But they were all an experience.
Wow. Hey, I'm stunned that like y'all went to the archives and took Jezebel,
Money.
But like now that all this happened and you guys, I mean not you guys, but cada guy está fazendo sua cena, obviously, and you were here, Genius Hall of Famer, like, do you see yourself trying to like get other people to, like show the way forward to other people? Or do you think, are you one of those people that I'm like, man, I feel like I haven't gotten to that point where I can do that kind of stuff, like, getting more people to join in that journey? By joining, I mean like mentoring type thing. Because I feel like there's other kids out there that would like to do something in this alternative vibe, but they really can't because of circumstances, and probably don't have anyone that could inspire them and stuff.
I feel like ignoring or denying that responsibility that I already have is not helpful, even though I feel like sometimes saying, yo, I'm gonna just do my thing. I'm not really in the position to teach someone. Mas I feel like I already have not the position, but some sort of responsibility from the fact that, yeah, I know sometimes I feel like it's what we were saying. People, we were around people and you listen to a song and you notice something weird in the song, but you don't feel like being the party pooper, like you said. So sometimes I do feel that, but in the end of the day, I think I don't want to feel that people forever.
Yeah.
You know, because even I'm learning from people that have been doing this like people for a long time. So me compared to a beginner or a newcomer, I feel like I have to share this, you know, any sort of knowledge or any sort of insight that I have.
Yeah.
I never pictured myself, or it's hard to picture myself teaching, because I experienced teaching music theory to my sisters and to Constantine. And for example, it was a peculiar experience. Mas I feel like now it's really more about taking the teacher or mentor student relationship seriously, not just like expecting something marvelous the first teach, you know. So I always felt insecure about sharing knowledge.
Yeah.
Sorry, because I wanted to share the correct knowledge.
Yeah.
Because that's what I picture.
Yeah.
Or that's what we observe. People,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that guy knows how to play music, but he's not playing in tune, or he's not doing this, or he's not doing that. So he has the passion, but maybe where he went to get knowledge was people not legit.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't like to end up being a motivational speaker in my master class or something. I would like people to leave with some insight,
Money.
with knowledge.
Do you know about the Kruger effect?
No.
So it's basically this thing where okay, so it's a graph, right? And it goes like on a circle. Like é tipo uma cena assim.
Okay.
Fiz desenho, para vocês que estão a ouvir, eu fiz desenho de círculo, só a parte de baixo do círculo, right? So over time, this is time and this is knowledge. So what happens with us? I mean, this is knowledge and this is how much you talk actually. Here, it's how much you talk. And now over time, the more the less knowledge you have, the more you'll talk about something that you've just learned. And then the more knowledge you gain from it, the less you talk about it. Because you realize that, oh, this is really hard. Não é uma cena de eu só estar a falar assim à toa. This is actually hard. And then, after some time, when you gain knowledge from it, like proper knowledge, and it's like the ideas are getting consolidated, you speak more on it, but at the same time, it's not a lot. You're very cautious about how you share this knowledge, because you understand this, what you've just mentioned, the responsibility that it is of having that kind of knowledge and sharing it with others. So I think you're just going through that process, but I feel like eventually, when you feel like all the ideas have already been consolidated in your head, you'll be able to, you know, just get them across to other people.
I mean, it's not that I can't, you know, share them now. I can share like a part of them to some people. Yeah, I can share a part of them to some people. Yeah, some bits and pieces, but I'm always cautious, and the Kruger effect is definitely real.
Yeah,
I feel like that's why I said I don't want to end up being people saying, "Ah, yeah, you can do it." In my master class, if I ever have a master class, I would like to dedicate it to sharing knowledge. I mean, it will be motivational, but I wouldn't like to deviate myself. Like, okay, you guys came to learn music, but now you're learning how to step up your game to, you know, to tackle multi music theory. that's not really what you came for.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I would like to focus. I would like to be or remain in focus, and that's by being cautious.
This is, yeah, I like the fact that you understand that that's almost in a day. You gain a little bit of knowledge and just go out there and just start talking about it.
Nah, bro.
Because I think we forget, but there's always someone out there that sees us as a role model that's sort of like inspired by us.
For real. Especially because we have like a generation
Yeah.
coming in. I mean, they are our leaders, but we are their role models.
Yeah.
So we have to be extra cautious, I feel.
Well, yeah.
We have to be extra cautious.
No, man. So when can we expect a project? Or should we just let you do your thing, and then when you feel ready and you feel like this is the time, you're gonna
Yeah, I always wish I could speak in dates when people ask me that. Tipo, when can we expect a project? Yeah, no sé qué. I wish, bro. I wish. But I'm gonna get to that point. Hey, when's the project dropping? I just give them a date. But
no, but I feel like for your vibe, you're also allowed to do that. You're not forced to. You could quit today, and like the only thing that would have to do is allow you to do whatever you want to do. Because I mean, we're fans, right? I think the only problem that would have is if you deleted the tracks.
yeah,
Because those tracks are ours now.
yeah.
But let's
that's
say,
not mine.
yeah, it's not yours
That's
anymore.
not mine.
But if you were to be like, yeah, from today onwards, I want to focus on something else, we can allow you to, because, yeah, there is this little contract between us that you drop songs and we enjoy them, and you keep on working, and we give you the validation that what you're doing is nice, even though that's not what you're seeking. But because of the space that we're in and the platforms where these things are,
It's a bit inevitable.
yeah, it's inevitable, exactly. So, yeah, you like, the good thing about being an alternative artist is that you can do whatever you want to do.
I guess that's it. Yeah.
Or at least that's what I think. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I mean, I feel like, yeah, I feel like I feel like I'm not used to labeling it, you know, like giving it names. If you're a commercial artist, you can do whatever you want. If you're an alternative artist, you can, type shit.
Yeah.
I'm not used to it, but I feel what you're saying.
Yeah.
I feel what you're saying. I mean,
Now, remember, I'm speaking from the perspective of gajo da internet that doesn't understand stuff.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, posso estar errado. I don't know.
Eu também posso. Podemos os dois. Yeah, I feel like if I ever really decide to focus on something else, that is
Dancing. Let's say you go back to dancing.
I go back to dancing, and so I leave singing. I'm not a producer anymore. I don't mix, I don't master, I don't sing. Now I just move my body for you guys. Y'all are still eaters.
Nah,
Y'all are
vendo bem,
still
I don't think you
eaters.
ever leave this value chain. Sabe?
No. Y'all are still eaters. Now I'm just dancing.
Just dancing.
I'm just dancing. If I ever do that, it's really, I feel like y'all are really gonna understand like where I'm coming from. Because you already understand where I'm coming from if I'm doing this. Since it's something risky and I still go for it, you know, that's already saying something,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, I feel like I take it very seriously what I answer when someone asks me when can we expect a project, because
Yeah.
I could give you guys a date, but then a data passa.
Nah, don't give us anything. That's better.
That's better, right? That's
I
better.
think we'd rather be surprised than to like be in that expectation that it never comes out in that
Dope.
date.
Or before or
Esse
after.
gajo aqui só fica a nos burlar, man. Like, esse pizza aqui, man, nem parece que nós estávamos ali com o
Maninho,
gajo,
maninho,
naquele time de
Kobe.
Kobe. Tá-nos matracar esse aqui, man.
Esse gajo.
Ah, esse gajo aqui, Joe. Ah, man.
Jaquito, vai lá esse gajo.
Yeah, íamos queixar, nós fazemos uma cena tipo, nós vamos passar por Genius, vamos spam aquela cena dizer que Pizzaw não está a dropar project, porque parece que deram dinheiro lá no Genius.
And now he wants to do whatever he wants to dance now.
Já não está a fazer a cena que ele prometeu que havia de fazer.
From Kobe Gang, you guys make a space and you include Jacques. Told you falarem. Pizza is not like committed,
Please bring Pizzaw back, man.
For real. I mean, yeah, man. I'm working on it. That's most of what I can say.
Yeah.
But the process is getting slower because I'm learning more. Yeah.
So that means it's gonna be really dope.
I hope so.
Nah, it's gonna be really dope.
I hope so. I really hope so.
I'm saying it.
Okay.
I'm calling it.
Manifest.
If you're learning, then it means that it will be dope.
Yeah. I feel like I've always prioritized that because with language, with any song, I was always like in the process of learning how to do like other things or things that I haven't really done, but maybe I want to, because I wouldn't like to be in that place. People, okay, I wanna do that, but then I stay on my lane.
Yeah.
I feel like just going for it, you never know what can happen.
Yeah.
So,
então é isso. I tried, guys. I tried to get a date out of him, but we can just wait and see. But any like singles gonna be coming out anytime soon?
Definitely.
Okay,
definitely.
that
I mean, that's kind of
your essence, bang.
Well, now that you just said that, I feel like I'll drop less singles.
Nah, don't do that. Assim vão zangar para mim, já não vão zangar para ti.
Não, podem zangar para mim. Podem zangar para mim também. No, I would like to be. There's this interview I saw of Prince. He said, I feel like someone, I don't remember the interviewer or the host of the show, but I feel like he was asked a question around the lines of people like, what is your recording process, and when you record singles, like what does that happen?
Yeah.
And he said, I record in albums, or we record in albums.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That had so much weight for me because what I'm recording, I record a song now, and I think in 4 days I mix it, I master it, vai sair. Prince used to, or Prince and his team, or more people, I believe, they used to record in albums. Like, if it's not a project, it doesn't come out. I feel like I would like to be more of that person. Because singles are fun. They're fun to drop, and they're fun to test the waters for me. Yeah.
CZ calls them experiments.
Yeah, experiments. I feel like those are singles, because a body of work mesmo, I feel like it's an album.
Yeah.
An album, an EP, because a single has, a body of work can be a single if it has like significantly more content than usual.
Yeah.
Content can mean like music, story, or time. Because the average time or duration of a song is like 3 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes. What if you make a single like 14 minutes? What if you make an album of 2 songs, 14 minutes?
A single 14 minutes with like 3 transitions.
3 transitions, exactly. Yeah. That can be a body of work. I think when you do like significantly more than the usual, I feel like it becomes like towards, a body of work. And I feel like I want to release that to you guys. I feel like y'all need to eat.
That's it. We have to eat. We want to eat, bro. We're hungry for more. And what do you want to tell the peeps?
I'm sending y'all amazing energies, whoever's watching this.
Listening to
it. Thank you for calling me, man. I'm really grateful to be here.
Pô, pensei que havia de receber um pouco daquele talk de Genius, man, mas.
Yeah, eu só posso.
Tô obrigado.
Vamos falar em off.
Yeah, vamos falar em off, né? Pensei que havia de receber um pouco aquele shit de Genius.
No, but seriously, man, I've been watching your podcast, and I'm really honored to be here.
I don't know what you're honored for. This is just a guy that doesn't know anything. He chama pessoas that know some stuff, and then he just asks them like some stuff.
Oh.
And like, a honra toda minha, bro. Like, I appreciate you being here, especially because like we go way back.
Way back, bro. Even though we don't really like talk.
Yeah, we never really spoke and stuff like that. But like, we knew about each other's existence, and like it was always like a good energy that we felt from each other. It is from my side.
From my side too, man. Always.
Just keep on doing what you're doing, man. Your fan base loves it. I love it too. So yeah, man. Thank you for being here.
I thank you, bro.
Yeah.
You keep on doing what you're doing too. I mean,
hey, man. I'm gonna try.
I want to see like everyone here since you're just a guy that doesn't know things. I mean, there's a lot of power in that.
Yeah. In not knowing.
Yeah.
I swear to God, that's where I think when I understood that I don't know anything, that's when I started understanding things.
You're open.
Like understanding, not knowing.
Yeah. You're open.
Yeah.
You're open now.
Yeah.
I read in this book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck that before knowing, you don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, so
that's
the power.
I guess that's my strength.
Yeah. For real, bro.
Anyways, thank you so much for being here, Pizza.
Awesome.
I'll see you no próximo Hall of Fame. Não sei se vais tentar second. Say Hall of Fame × 2.
I feel like it needs to be another Mozambican.
Another Mozambican.
I'm voting for another.
Yeah, estão a ouvir, né? Vocês.
I'm voting for. I'm counting on y'all.
Yeah, but obviously when the project drops, man, you gotta come here. We're gonna expand.
I can't
this
wait.
Chat.
I can't wait. It's been such a nice conversation.
Yeah, man. This was dope. Thank you so much. Obrigado a todos que estiveram a assistir, a escutar. Até o próximo episódio. Yeah.